Yeah, we'll see how we get on. Hopefully there's some good views in a bit.
Yeah. Right, let's go.
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is my first trail run that I'm going to showcase on the new channel. I hope you like it. Today I'm going to be taking you on a 10k trail around Mam Tor in the Peak District. I'll be rating it using my trail system so you can see if it's actually worth your time. The route itself is one big loop, which means it's quite straightforward, it's hard to get lost. Our car parking position, I'll put it in the description, but using what 3 words is Chopper.shippers.enveloped, okay? So I'll put that in the description, you can type into what 3 words and you'll know exactly where I parked. There is a main car park as well, just to the left of where we parked in a lay-by, so that would be obviously helpful if you want to pay as well, but where I parked was completely free. In terms of route difficulty, as you just saw then, we experienced quite a lot of the difficulty at the start. First of all, you got the big climb straight away, so you don't have to worry about that later on into the route, but also the ground was really sodden, so we had a few mud patches to navigate through and over, but after that it was fairly straightforward, and when you get to that peak it all becomes worth it. A good thing about this route is all the elevation is right at the start when your legs are at the freshest, and not only that, is when you're going to look your freshest when you get that photo shoot opportunity at the top. So when you reach that elevation, then it continues to roll along the ridge before dropping back down to a mixed trail and stone path. Just as we get through this gate, Luke's going to give us a really good run through the surrounding area, so I'll let him take over.
Just so you are. So that's called Old Mam Tor Road.
This one here?
Yeah, so basically, like, obviously the road's fallen away.
Yeah.
And then they built it through there, which is called Winnett's Pass.
Right.
Which is one of the fucking nicest. You feel like you're driving through Mordor, mate.
Yeah,
it's unbelievably beautiful. You've got the caverns down there, so all the caverns underneath go mining. And then down there, it's basically like a really nice village. You could basically run to Back Tor, so we're going to run down the side here.
Yeah.
So we'll run like down here.
Yeah.
And then back up that road.
Yeah.
Or we can either run back up this way, it depends, we'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
But like another route which has had obviously quite a few bit of K on, and there's like good stuff like coffee and stuff in there.
Yeah.
So at this stage here, we're probably about halfway through the route. It's fairly straightforward up until this point, and this is probably the second hardest little climb that you're going to get on this entire route. A little bit of water on the camera there. Some incredible views, as you can see, but this under your foot is quite treacherous. There's quite a big climb, so at this point here, if you are running it, you probably are going to have to slow down because it is very, very steep and the rocks are just not ideal for running on. So taking in the surrounds, taking it slow, enjoying it, that's what it's all about, and getting up there and then just maximising your time and enjoying the views when you reach the top, because that climb is absolutely worth it. And the weather today wasn't the most optimal, but you can still see so far and it's just breathtaking and it never gets old. So as you can see, we're about 33 minutes in, we're about 3.5k into the route. The ridge itself all the way through was not crowded at all, but obviously if you wait longer into the day, the crowd's going to keep coming and you'll see how busy it gets a little bit later on. In fact, when the sun's out a bit later, it's not actually that busy. I was surprised, I was expecting it to be even busier. But as we make our way round from the actual last high bit of the ridge, it starts to get a bit more sodden under your foot. It starts to get a bit harder. The terrain is obviously a lot wetter because it's running down off the top of the hill when it rained from the night before.
We could take a far one round there. You're going straight through? I'm going to run round. Right, I've got a bird's eye view of that. I ain't running through it. Hey, braver man than me. Mate, I'm still wearing my. I'm trying to act like I could wear these trainers with jeans when I go out with the missus. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's talk toffee. Let's talk about the real deal, the reason why you're here, the trail score. Now, this is going to be something I do at the end of every single trail to give you a good idea and a good picture, hopefully, about the trail so you can go and do it, okay? So let's start with toughness. The main climb up Mam Tor is definitely a punchy one, but once you are on the ridge, it obviously becomes a much more easy runnable route. So apart from the elevation at the start and the mud at the end, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. It's not the most challenging route ever, and it's fairly straightforward, so 4 out of 10 for toughness. Next up, we have route. This gets an 8 out of 10. Really nice flow along the ridge, good mix of terrain and easy enough to follow, okay? It's fairly straightforward, you can't really get too lost because there's a massive ridge there which you can either walk back along or go back the way you came. Moving on to accessibility, so this is things like how easy was it to get to, parking, signage, ease of start. So overall, parking, there's several car parks located around, there's laybys, so I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. Now the reason for that is because the roads are a bit tight sometimes. There's obviously, if you go at a busier time, it's going to be quite difficult to park because I have been at a busier period and it's been more challenging. But the trailhead, obviously using what 3 words, you'll have no problems finding the route. It's really, really popular here, so sometimes it could be challenging, like I say. So a 7.5 for accessibility. Let's move on to interest. The ridge views across the Peak District are unreal and they're a proper standout and one of the main reasons why I do this one, so they're going to have to be a 10 out of 10. You're not going to find many better views in the local area, especially near Manchester. So views, variety, uniqueness, absolutely spot on. Different sort of trails underneath your foot just to keep things interesting as well, and it's not just a boring flat route. So 10 out of 10. And finally we have location. Now this has to be a 10 out of 10. There isn't going to be many places which are better with the geography, the convenience and the setting right in the heart of the Peak District and easy to reach from most of the northwest. Okay, if you're living in Manchester, it's literally 40-45 minutes outside of that for these incredible views, incredible trail runs and incredible hikes as well. So a straight up 10 out of 10 for me. As an overall TT score, I'm going to give this route a 10 out of 10. If you're up to trail running or even hiking, this is a phenomenal place, like I've just said, for the many reasons. So a 10 out of 10, you must go and try this if you haven't.
Is that ridiculous? I know. This road's just been absolutely battered, isn't it? Yeah, that's always easy, isn't it? Let's get this bad boy. There we go. So thanks for watching, guys. This is the first episode of many, many more to come, and there's not really going to be many that probably beat this one, being Mam Tor, but stay tuned, subscribe, obviously like the video, try and help me out with this new channel I've created, and I will come with weekly videos showcasing some new trail runs that you can try and follow in your local area.